Haven't flown this plane in a while. Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. Alright, around here at the Avon Park Field, we're going to take up the 90mm Freewing 90mm F-15C Gulf Spirit. 90mm, gonna have some fun. Got a 6000 HRB, 8-channel Spectrum receiver, all kinds of attitude, and a cross breeze. So hey,
motor hot.
Why not? All right, right, left, up, down, right, left. Flying in my high rates. 3.5 minute timer. KM model afterburner version 5. Now this has narrow gear, so you got to be kind of careful on your landing. We got to be careful on any landing, but you got to make sure you keep it straight because them narrow gear.
Timer reset.
All right.
Take off flaps.
Take off flaps, and here we go.
Flap retracts tucked away.
Haven't flown this plane in a little while.
Gear down. Ready to land. Retracts tucked away. Time remaining 3 minutes.
Well, that thing's beautiful. All right, we're going to take it up now. Not the fastest 90, but a beautiful 90.
Gear down. Ready to land. Time remaining 2 minutes.
Touch and go.
Retracts tucked away.
Man, that's beautiful.
One minute. Gear down. Ready to land.
Do a gear pass real quick. Make sure my gear is down. And it is.
Landing 30 seconds. Seconds.
All right.
Braking. Flaps up.
As pretty as you please. Just a little bit of toast to go with all that butter.
10.
All right, let's go over our flying rates.
Braking.
All right, 7 seconds over on a 3.5 minute timer of total stick time. Of course, a lot of that was taxiing too. All right, let's go over our settings, our flying settings. Motor off. All right, flying rates, aileron 100%, 30% expo. Elevator 100%, 30% expo. Rudder 100% but with 50% expo. All right, my flap systems. There's a small amount of mix for landing. Flaps up, no mix, 100%. Takeoff, 30%, no mix. Landing
flaps.
-20 with a 10% up elevator, not down elevator. 2-second deployment on that. All right, forward programming. My gyro settings that I just captured, roll, pitch, and yaw, 37, 37, and 44. She seemed to react really well in the wind like that. Priority on roll, pitch, and yaw, all at 100. Nothing with heading. Stop lock, all at 50 on roll, pitch, and yaw. And gain sensitivity, one-time gains, and one-time gains. I forget what else I was going to say. Nothing with release rate. All right, my nose wheel gyro. The steering gains on it is a 50% gain with a 50% window with 180 priority, and that is a set gain. It is not adjustable on the knob. Okay, got our flap settings. We talked about gains, we talked about everything AS3X. Let's go over CG and battery placement. All right, CG on the plane. I like checking it with the gear down. 118 millimeters back from the leading edge root. That's wherever the wing touches the fuse. Puts it right there. And I got little hot glue marks there. Make sure I'm on it here. And I'm looking to be level. Yeah, perfectly level. Now, this plane does have the speed brake, but I opted not to use it. Instead, I used the nose wheel steering. I could Y this in with the flaps, but I chose not to. All right, magnets are very, very strong on this hatch. Okay, if you'll come here, I want to show battery placement and per cell and the setup inside. There's the AR83060T with the antennas going 90 degrees from each other. That's the placement with the 6000 HRB. Let's dig out the battery lead here and check how much is left in the tank. Unplug that beautiful KM model afterburner. And we had 29% left with 373737, 373737 per cell. So about basically just under 30%, which is a perfect storage rate for this aircraft, or that plane, or that battery, that LiPo, that thing there. And that's my placement. Now if I had the 5000, I'd go a little bit further forward, but that's where I've got the 6000, slightly larger battery. Both of them are good for that, but good for this plane. The gear take a little bit of time, but it's more about the doors than anything else. Okay? Okay? And let the doors close. That's what you see taking forever to close these doors. Now, start counting to line up your approach for landing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Allow yourself a good 10 seconds for those gear to come down for your approach. So in other words, if you're going to approach or land from here, start putting your gear down back there. In that back half of that first, you approach your outer leg. And that way, by the time you get around here and land, your gear is down. When in doubt, do a gear pass. Okay? I'd rather come back at that battery more at 10% and land the plane safely than I would, so I don't think the gear's down, then, are not sure and land and your gear is not completely down, you collapse your gear. And I guarantee you trying to replacing this gear is going to be a lot cheaper than replacing a battery that you got down too low. All right, well, go. Huh?
You mean more expensive?
More expensive, yeah. So, who am I? All right, well, there you go, folks. Let me turn this plane over. I don't want to carry it back like this. Now, carrying it's kind of funny because you got these doors are in the way. But there you go, folks. That is the F-15C Gulf Spirit. God bless y'all. Y'all have a good, and don't forget, faith, family, and friends. Jesus is Lord. And Gabriel, thank you for filming. And we'll catch y'all next time. Bye-bye.